हरि ओम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। हरि ओम्। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. In this series, today, chapter 1, shloka number 12. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhah pitamahaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan. Yesterday we saw Duryodhana to his Gurunatha Dronacharya lists out the various warriors present in Pandava's army and in his own side, and then he asks all the warriors to protect Bhishma. With that we have stopped, and now in this shloka, Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vruddhaha pitamahaha. Pitamahaha is Bhishma. Bhishmacharya blows his conch making Duryodhana happy, instigating in him the enthusiasm to fight. Kuru vruddhaha pitamahaha. Why does he do that? Bhishma, being the eldest in the family, Duryodhana is his grandson. So, he feels for his grandson. He is able to understand that Duryodhana is a bit frightened and tensed. So, to make him happy, he blows his conch. And Kuru Vruddhaha, he is the foremost in the Kuru clan, the Kuru dynasty. So, the responsible Bhishma doesn't want any more unnecessary talk. So, he feels it is time to start the war. And he blows his conch. Simmanadam vinadya uchaihi. He roars like a lion and blows his conch. The great, valorous, powerful, mighty Bhishma, Pratapavan. And Why Pratapavan? He is so mighty that just the sound of his conch instigates fear in the minds of all his enemies. Next shloka. Tata shankascha bhairyascha panavanaka gomukhaha sahasaivabhyahanyanta sashabdastu mulo bhavat. And then on hearing this, immediately Shankascha, Bhairiyascha, Panavanaka, Gomukhaha, everybody started sounding. Various instruments are all played immediately. Conches are blown, kettle drums are played, and then drums, kind of cymbals, cow horns are blown. So many various types of instruments are played. Panava Anaka Gomukhaha, Tambattai, Parai, we say in Tamil, right? They are all played. And this sound of all these instruments put together is so huge and it is so terrifying. Such a huge noise is made by all these instruments immediately. Everything to just inspire all the warriors to fight, to instigate the valor in them. Now everybody, they are so enthusiastic to fight. Yes, we'll fight, we'll win. That vigor is instigated in them by all this sound. Tata svetairhayair mahati syandane sthitau madavav pandavas chaiva divyau shankau pradadmatuhu. This is all in the Kaurava side. Now hearing this, the Pandavas, Tata Svetair Hayair Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthitau, a big huge chariot. In that chariot, which is drawn by white horses, Madhavaha, Lord Krishna, is seated there as the charioteer, and then Arjuna, the great warrior, is seated on that chariot. Sitting on that chariot, Krishna and Arjuna blew their conches, says this shloka. The shloka particularly describes the chariot, that the chariot is just so magnificent. It is drawn by white horses, and in that Krishna is seated, Arjuna is seated. Why is this description given? All are seated on chariots. But here, this chariot is so special because the charioteer here is Lord Krishna. Krishna is seated as the charioteer. And so, that chariot is so beautiful. The big golden chariot, white horses, the black-hued Krishna with Arjuna sitting at the back. It's so beautiful. It's so majestic. It is so fearsome. It is just so unique, that chariot. Sitting on that, both blow their conches. Divyau Shankau. The conches are not ordinary ones, but they are divine. Arjuna's conch is called Devadatta, and it was given to Arjuna by Lord Agni himself during the Kandava Dahana. Agni, pleased with what Arjuna did, gives him a divine chariot, and then the Gandiva, the arrows for that, and then this divine conch called Devadatta also. So specifically it is mentioned Divyau Shankau. Next sloka. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayaha Poundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha. And then all the Pandavas, they blow their conches. Each one is mentioned now. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho. First and foremost, Lord Krishna blows his conch. There, Bhishma is the commander-in-chief of the Kaurava army. He begins the war by blowing his conch. Here, Drishtadyumna is the commander-in-chief. So, Drishtadyumna should actually blow his conch first. But it is given, Lord Krishna blows his conch. First, Krishna is mentioned. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho. Krishna actually has pledged that he will not fight in the Kurukshetra war. He doesn't fight. He doesn't take a weapon in his hand. But still, it is Krishna who actually conducts the whole Mahabharata war. He is the charioteer, not for just Arjuna. He is the one who drives the whole Mahabharata war. So, he is actually the commander-in-chief of the Pandava army. So, he blows his conch first. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha. Hrishikeshaha means one who instigates all the senses by being the Antaryami, one who instigates all the senses. So it is implied that Krishna being the Sarvantaryami, he actually fights sitting inside each and every one in the Pandava army. Hrishikeshaha. Devadattam Dhananjayaha. Dhananjayaha is Arjuna. Arjuna, wherever he goes to fight, every battle he wins and he brings back lots of riches. The riches from the defeated kings. So he has got a name Dhananjayaha, one who always comes back victorious with lots of wealth and riches. He blew his conch, the Devadatta. It also implies here Arjuna, as he blows his conch, it signifies yet again Arjuna blows his conch to win. The Pandavas are going to win. Dhananjayaha blows his conch. Poundrau Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha. Vrikodaraha is Bhima. Bhimakarma, the one who does terrible acts, fearsome acts. And he is called Vrikodaraha. Vrikodaraha means one whose stomach is like that of a wolf. An wolf can at a time eat around 12 kg of food. 12 kilograms of food it can eat. But it has a flat stomach. Its digestive capability is also so much. Bhima is known for his huge appetite. He eats a lot. So, Vrikodaraha, Bhima Karma, that Bhima blew his Mahashankam, huge conch. Like how Bhima is, his conch is also huge. The conch known as Poundram. He blows that conch. Then the next shloka. अनंत विजयं राजा कुंती पुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ अनंत विजयं राजा कुंती पुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः. Next, Yudhishthira blows his conch. He is called Raja Yudhishthiraha. Now he has got no kingdom to his name. So why is he called Raja? Because he had performed the Rajasuya Yajna and he conquered all the kings. He is the king of kings. So he deserves to be called Raja and he deserves to win this battle. He is to be the king. So again it implies that victory is going to be the Pandavas. Yudhishthira is going to become king again. Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha, the son of Kunti. Kunti, who got Yudhishthira as a son from Dharmaraja after performing so much tapas. So Kunti's first and foremost eldest son, Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. His conch is called Ananta Vijayam. He blew his conch, that conch. Nakulaha Sahadevascha Sughosha Mani Pushpakau. Nakula and Sahadeva, they blow their conches called Sughosha and Mani Pushpaka. We see that each and every one conch is mentioned by name. In the Kaurava side, not even one warrior's conch was mentioned by name. Here it is mentioned. That signifies all of them had conches that were famous and popular by their names. So very well known were their conches, not just the warriors, but their conches themselves were so popular. They were known for their unique, fearsome sound, and they were known for their victories. So each and everyone's conch is mentioned by name here. And then it is continued how the others also, they blow their conches and all that we'll see tomorrow. So today we stop with this 16th shloka. Hari Om.